A Carol for Time by Angier. Fold the wing, Father Time, I've a carol for we. In the gaunt, grisly form nothing frightful I see. Swing thy sharp-cutting skiff, let thy golden sands run, shall the toil-worn be sad that his task is half done. I chide not the years, or the fate from my sight, like a vision of beauty, a dream of a night. They are scent-laden flowers, and the honey I sip, when I bid them farewell with a smile on my lip. Not thornless strews and lost Eden's bowers, and time's garden blossom the weeks, days, and hours, but that briars are blessings experience shows, and heaven sends us balm for our wounds and our woes. But though thou dost furrow the forehead with care, twine silvery threads in the glossy brown hair, bid the step lose its lightness, the heart be less, it were wisdom to welcome this outward decay. As nature's voice pierceless its rayless abodes, bid the chrysalis warm drop its cumbersome load, so time calls us forth from our dungeons of clay, to pour on our darkness the glad light of day. When a friend breaks his chain, should the captive complain, spurn proffer of freedom and country again, we justly might deem him ungrateful, untrue, and false to the land where his first breath he drew. The storm-beaten mariner, nearing his home, would reck see how wildly the billows may foam. For scattered his vessel and tattered his sail, the faith in the pilot he sinks in the gale. On exile, I am glad that the months quickly pass, that each falling sand leaves one less than time's glass. With the warmth from her prison my spirit would soar, speed, time, waft my bark to eternity's shore. Then hail, Father Time, with her locks floating free, as waves the grey moss from the tall forest tree. Life's pathway is gemmed with bright memories rare, no hand but thine own could have scattered them there. But bribe him I may not now, old Father Time, will not list to my wooing, or stay for my rhyme. For while tuning my harp, he has borne me along, nor folded his wing to give heed to my song. A Dream by Angier. On her couch the sleeper lay, very like a child with play, and a child in heart she seems, who so sweetly, strangely dreams. All is silent in the room, save a clock that cheers the gloom with its gentle tick, which numbers every hour while Norah slumbers. From its cage the spirit springs, plumps its light and airy wings. Now it sips the sparkling dew, soaring through the ever-blue. Now, near shining gate of pearl, doth the sound its pinions furl. And, wide breathless listening there, strains of music greet her ear. Forms familiar too are seen, angel forms with angel mien, father with his snowy hair, mother with her beauty rare. Infant sister, infant brother, yet one more, and still another. Severed links of household chain, when will they unite again? Here's the soul with answer given, they shall meet who live for heaven. They shall meet who live for heaven. Now each golden harp is strung, fall these notes from every tongue. Pure in heart, in word, in deed, this white garment mortals need. And robe like this, while here below, an angel's bliss may mortal know. Each day let dusky task be done, by victor is the laurel won. On earth who angel-like will live, in heaven an angel's crown receive. Purple glows the eastern sky, grey down opes her golden eye, and though morn with rosy fingers lifts those lids, the vision lingers, and its moral is impressed deep within the sleeper's breast, while the truant soul back to its home has flown, to its home in the bosom of Norah Nohone. A Farewell to Youth by Angier. What though they may vanish, the visions of childhood, and with them our dreams of a fern-scanted wildwood, and what though the footsteps grow feeble and slow, as onward and downward and upward we go? The sun shines as brightly, the landscape is fair, as when the light heart knew nor sorrow nor care. The rose is still fragrant, the robin's song gay, as once when he carolled life's morning away. And nightly, in valley, on hilltop and tree, the stars shed their beams, while the land and the sea repose in their soft light now, as when at first, through yon calmest vault, their pure radiance burst. Then breathe not a sigh, While the years passing by, from thy form rob the grace, steal the light from thine eye, while time on thy brow leave the traces of care, and his fingers silver threads twine in thy hair. Now cloud on the spirit, now tear on the cheek, a peace in the soul which the lips cannot speak. The faces all radiant, beaming and bright, thus kindred hearts greet in the fair land of light. Hark, voices are telling of bloom that fades never, and sweet visions come of a blissful forever. A home of eternal youth, holy and free, heaven grant all at last may find shelter in thee. A Foe and a Friend by Angier. A foe and a friend on man's pathway attend. One nerves him with life's ills to cope. Tales of courage to bear and to banish despair, he cheerily whispers of hope. Not so with a foe. Wherever we go, he follows with dark, frowning face. No kind words of cheer from his thin lips we hear, he bodes only ill to our race. The spectre grim, in memory's hall, that binds the soul in terror's thrall. The raven's croak, the owlet's scream, the nightmare of a troubled dream, but faint types these of a deep gloom, which dark distrust flings our hopes to. But calm browed Trust, meek angel, stands for upturned gaze and folded hands. In sorrow's night she soothes the breast with visions fair of heaven and rest. Pure, loving thoughts, celestial flowers, she brings to cheer doubt's saddest hours. Shall foe or friend thy path attend? To each, to all, the choice is given. Decide with care, of doubt beware. The foe, distrust, ne'er enters heaven. A Mother's Prayer by Angier. Maker, Saviour, Father, Friend, thine ear to my petition lend, and let thy holy three in one vouchsafe to guide and bless my son. For him I ask not fame or wealth, nor length of days, nor even health. These are but fleeting bounds of earth, though valued much, they are little worth. Far higher blessings would I crave for him, a hope beyond the grave. That when on life's rough ocean driven, his anchor hold may ne'er be riven, that wings of love may shield my child, when storms are raging fierce and wild, that rays of light may beam on him, when faith is weak and sight grows dim, that all may wiser, better be. By his example led to thee, his time was spent, fulfilled life's task, then grant him heaven, 'tis all I ask. The Mystery by Angier. Not till our utter helplessness we own and deeply mourn, in human hearts a holy strength and faith's bright day-star born. In vain the wise and prudent seek the riddle to unfold. How weakness can o'er might prevail, and the blessed once wax bold. How giant errors flee and fall, and vanish one by one, when in the name of truth and right a strong hand hurls the stone. How grand and solemn mystery of flowering rock and budding rod, in vain we seek your depths to sound, or secret things of God. A Reverie by Angier. The day's long toil is over, and calmly sets the sun, as a weary racer sinks to rest when the longed-for goal is won. The bee has forgot the clover, the butterfly the rose, the bird has sought its downy nest and found its sweet repose. The twilight shadows softly creep o'er valley, stream, and hill, while from yon verdant meadow steals the note of the whippoorwill. All hushed are childhood's voices, or low like a murmuring stream, like melody at midnight heard, as it floats to the ear in dream. While wafted on the perfumed air come songs of praise and humble prayer, thus oft in earth's blooming summer bowers is fragrance born from the dropping flowers. Bright stars, like the eyes of angels, look down from the azure sky. Long silent loops once more unclose, to say that the dead are nigh. Hush, 'tis holy, hallowed hour. The sad heart owns its soothing power. Faith's eye beholds heaven's shining wall, and faith's ear hears, there's a room for all. Hark to the silver bells that chime, the music of that far-off clime, while the soul looks forth from its calm retreat, and smiles as it sees the two worlds meet. A Vision by Angier. 'Twas a beautiful vision that noiselessly stole, like a sweet dream of heaven, entrancing the soul. For weary the sleeper, her cares fled away, like mists of the morning at break of the day. By her side stood a presence. No motion nor breath broke the silence that reigned like the stillness of death. The white dove of peace spread its pinions so near that hushed was each murmur and calmed every fear. Awe-stricken she gazed on the shadowy form, for the vision yet lingered there, radiant warm. All save that the head which was reverently bowed seemed bathed like yon moon in a light fleecy cloud. Who is this visitant? Softly she sighed, then paused, yet no lips to her question replied. But the veil gently lifted, revealing the view, her own radiant form, while her voice, she well knew, said, "This crown is heaven's guardian, the conqueror's sign. On the brow of the faithful till death it shall shine. Still uncomplaining, thy daily cross bear, through wet if or conquer thy crown thou shalt wear. Like a white lily bending, so holy and meek, the dew on its petals, heaven's breath on its cheek. The sleeper awoke. To her soul had been given a glimpse of their rapture, who waken in heaven. After the Storm by Angier. All day from out the leaden sky has leaped and danced the rain. All day in the fields have swayed and bowed the stalks of the golden grain. All day the timid, trembling doves 'neath roofs have a shelter found. All day the orchard trees have strewn with their leaves and fruit the ground. All day on the foaming crested waves fierce winds have poured barks driven, no muttering deep of the last sleep, no murmuring soft of heaven. By the rift in the clouds and the sun peeps through, the upturned eye sees a patch of blue. That voice which once could the tempest calm, now breathes on the air song beauty and balm. The birds upspring on hope's swift wing, while the glad heart joins in their caroling. So lovely and fair to the gaze is the view, the words seem just spoken, I make all things new. Yon gallant ship, with her sails washed white, like a conqueror rides as she gleams on our side. So the soul, I think, with a faith sublime, may triumph and smile over tempests of time. Angel Whispers by Angier. Birdie's nest is full of snow, but she left it long ago. How did little birdie know? Did the watching angels say, "Here it is not safe to stay, gentle birdie, fly away"? Did they tell her storms will come, laying waste the pleasant home, making birdie's nest a tomb? Whispered they of clime more fair, soft blue sky and balmy air? Birdie sings no sweetly there, angel one that art to be. What do voices say to thee, in verbose head and knee? Banish anxious care and fear, check the murmur, dry the tear, be thy watchwords hope and cheer. Brood not o'er the cold, dead past, and the bright beyond thou hast summer that shall always last. Earth-built nests will fill with snow, God's time is the best to go, and the whispering angels know. Time brings to all cares, sorrows, fears, and private griefs and secret tears. But God's heart pities, his ear hears, and each life bark the haven nears. Bayview by Angier. A vision of beauty, it comes not in dream, to vanish like mist, or a shadow from stream. For on memory's canvas is painted today in colors bright, fateless, yon beautiful bay. It sleeps like a babe on a fond mother's breast, nor ripple nor murmur, so tranquil its rest. It mirrors the landscape like calm Galilee, when a voice stilled the tempest with, "Peace, troubled sea." The Great Spirit's blessing in token of love is brooding o'er all like some white-winged dove. Skies cloudless, serene, o'erreaching the scene, are blending their hues, azure, amber, and green. Soft valley and verdure, grey mountain in pride, rejoicing clasp hands, proud bridegroom, fair bride. White sail in the distance, and light-dipping oar steals silently by as they glide to the shore. Tall trees pointing upward breathe softly of heaven, while from scent-laden breezes this message is given. Come, worship in nature's grand temple today, on the moss-covered altars thy thank-offering lay. O fair Vinisquam, in thy waves gently flow, I seem to hear voices I heard long ago. The whisper of crystal sea, laving the shore, where the loved from the loved ones part nevermore. Be lovely, by Angier. I speak not of features or figure or skin, but of beauty of soul, which beams from within. It shines in the face of the maiden and sage, and lights up the brow of manhood and age. When the banner of love o'er the heart is unfurled, and the fervent "God bless you" is breathed for the world. Though the form may be bowed and whitened the hair, the cheek may be furrowed with traces of care, though the eye lose its lustre, the voice its sweet tone, all the charms of life's morning be faded and flown, thou still mayst be lovely to all, if a kind benediction from heart and lip fall. Be lovely, when duty to God and to man is cheerfully done, and we cease to complain. When the spirit at peace with its Maker can say, I have not a wish, but my will to obey. When all shall thus live, but to scatter good seed, then will each human being be lovely indeed. Beautiful incident by Angier. The rosy light of a summer eve o'er hill and valley lay, and lingering long, as if to leave a blessing on the day. The village bell had sweetly tolled its chime upon the air, to summon to their hallowed fold the worshippers for prayer. The organ's deep and solemn peals fell on the listening ear, as o'er the senses gently steals the feeling God is near. A youthful preacher rose and took his theme, 'twas Jesus' love. Then lo, beside the sacred book there stood a snow-white dove. With timid gaze and folded wing it paused, then soared away. In vain we sought to track its course, in vain we bade it stay. Onward and upward still it flew, till not a speck was seen, to tell that in the world of blue its graceful form had been. I know not if the thought be wrong, but it hath seemed to me that some meek herald from the skies the gentle bird might be, to teach us, if to innocence our days on earth are given, we too may plumb our spirit's wing, and take our flight to heaven. The memory of that Shabbat eve, that quiet sunset scene, did on my heart an impress leave, from which this truth I glean, that nature's simplest lessons tend to show some moral plain, for on the page that God hath penned no line is writ in vain. Bubbles by Angier. There are blowers of bubbles whose names might be told, did we not deem it wiser the same to withhold? Since the sport which so pleases in life's early stage a charm hath for manhood, for youth, and for age. A great politician blows bubbles so large they float o'er his mind like some gay Venice barge, while a shrewd-looking captain sits guiding the helm, who smiles as he sees himself peer at the rear. The scene is soon changed to a sorrowful sight. That bubble has burst, every smile of last night has gone from the lip, like the stars from the sky. There is naught left the blower but one wish, to die. Some bubbles there are which float longer in air, while most only linger a brief second there. Each bursting at length, there only remains a bitter reward for our labor and pains. Was all blow the bubbles, and all see them burst, like those which in childhood we blew at the first. But something is gained, for more was found, where our first bubbles broke on touching the ground. The lesson is this: let your aims be so high, that naught with sight heaven shall the soul satisfy. Then so far above earth will your strong bubbles rise, they shall be up their blowers, nor burst in the skies. Christmas Carol by Angier. A greeting to all on this bright Christmas day, and oh, as we joyfully speed on our way, may peace on our souls fall like dew on the flowers, and faith's lamp illume life's dark wintry hours. Thrice welcome the morning, so holy and blessed, which brought to this lost world that heavenly guest. A child, yet a king, let the sky's arches ring, and human tongues peal out their glad welcoming. A manger received him, where smiling he lay, omnipotence cradled, God mantled in clay. His birthplace was borrowed, his sepulchre given, but death could not hold him, its fetters are riven. One thought for our solace, for grief's sable pall on pathway and heart like a mantle may fall. In poverty, sickness, death, sorrow, and care, the servant of only the Master's lot share. To Bethlehem's stable we come not today, with gold and frankincense our tribute to pay. Each heart is an altar, the pure sacrifice of spirits meek, contrite. He ne'er will despise. His love, it is changeless, his hand will uphold, his arms bear in safety the lambs to his fold. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep, when say, shall we doubt him, or murmuring weep? No, grateful and glad, his sweet will to obey, and our hearts will enthrone him and welcome his way, and trust in his promise, so graciously given, the faithful on earth shall be crowned his in heaven. Then a greeting to all on this bright Christmas day, and oh, as we joyfully speed on our way, may peace on our souls fall like dew on the flowers, and faith's lamp illume life's dark wintry hours. Counsels by Angier. Be wise, my head, the past half shown, the father safely leads his own up rugged steep, through thorny vale. Though eye grow dim and cheek turn pale, let not a doubt his laugh assail. Be wise, my head, the past half shown, the father safely leads his own. Be wise, my head. Be strong, my heart, and bravely bear thy heaven-appointed load of care. How pure the bliss, the angels know, to sigh not but for others' woe. Thus live and feel their peace below. Be strong, my heart, and bravely bear thy heaven-appointed load of care. Be strong, my heart. Be calm, my pulse, now cool and slow, should be thy crimson currents flow, nor sadly beat, nor wildly thrill in grief or joy, at good or ill. Each hath its mission to fulfill. Be calm, my pulse, now cool and slow, should be thy crimson currents flow. Be calm, my pulse. Be glad, my soul, on time's fleet wing, thou'rt nearing an eternal spring, when hope's fair buds shall know no bliss, and sunniest day need fear no nigh, and wrong no more shall conquer right. Be wise, be strong, be calm, be glad, stand for life's conflict armor clad. Be wise, be strong. Courage by Angier. Courage, my soul, for always near is one who lends a listening ear. He, watching, waits thy prayer to hear. His voice can soothe, his presence cheer, he wipes from sorrow's eye the tear. He strews hope's flowers in deserts drear, who in their hearts an altar rear to him, need know nor care nor fear. Courage, my soul. Close not the curtains, nor darken the room, nor with silence and sepulchre deepen the gloom. Though trembling limbs falter, I totter to fall, bending beneath the cross, drinking the gall. Courage, my soul. Toiling up wearily Calvary steep, bearing the weight of woe, stay not to weep. Firm be thy tread, or rugged the road, planting thy feet in the footprints of God. Courage, my soul. Who would come after me, thus saith the word, let him deny himself, girt on the sword, armed for the upward march, battling the foes, while his sweat drops of blood, onward he goes. Courage, my soul. Simon of Cyrene, where art thou now? Gleams not the conqueror's crown on the brow? Light from its radiant points streams it not back, shedding a halloo over life's track? Courage, my soul. White-souled son of Afric, we greet thee today, for we treat as thy foot trod a wearisome way. But joy gilds the hilltop when climbing is past, who welcome cross, spear, and fawn triumph at last. Courage, my soul. Drops of honey by Angier. Drops of honey, let them fall from the lip and from the pen. Scatter them at sorrow's call, stay not, asking where or when. Let them fall, these drops of honey, the poor need them who've no money. Drops of honey, human bees cluster round us, daily craving just one drop, a sweetheart's ease, for him who life's storm is braving. Then let fall these drops of honey, they may prize them who have money. Drops of honey, kindly words, haste to breathe them every hour, sweeter than the song of birds. Rich and poor both feel their power, and all can give these drops of honey, which some hearts value more than money. Epithalamium by Angier. Cloudless ray and carol gay welcomed in our wedding day. Calm life's ocean spread before us. Benediced was the chorus as we sped our onward way. Skilful pilot, prosperous gale, ne'er was rent the silken sail. For one breath hath fended ever, bark was born becalmed as never. The breeze, true love, this cannot fail. Content the name we early gave to our frail craft, which time's rough wave hath ploughed for years with steady keel. And now, for age doth our us steal, we shrink not though the tempest rave. For death, with cold yet friendly hand, but steers us to a pleasant land. The port of peace, called heaven, hail to the storm, if there we're driven to furl our sail on that bright strand. Estelle by Angier. We called her Estelle, and her name means a star. Her beauty and brightness no death's touch could mar. She passed from our sight like some fair orb of even, but with lustre undimmed, still our star shines in heaven. Euthanasia by Angier. We read of a far-away island, so fair, the death angel's shadow ne'er darkened aught there. So its dwellers live on, bowed with age and with care. They long to be gone, 'neath life's burden they sigh. They crave but one blessing, they ask but to die. And they grieve that the good one their prayer should deny. A bright vision only that island must prove, a region where naught but the fancy may rove. For through no paths like those that e'er human feet move. Yet we're booked for a journey, the mandate reads so. How long we may travel, one only can know. But love points the arrow that bideth each go. The road may be rough, but 'tis quickly past hour. The billows may rage, but they're weft to the shore. And once safely moored, storms will vex us no more. So we pass on unfearing, for eye hath not seen the place that's prepared, and long waiting hath been with azure sky, cloudless and nightless, serene. To picture the dwellers there, pen may not dare. 'Tis enough that no sin ever sheds its bliss where all pure are, and holy and happy and fair. The way would be lonely, sad, desolate, drear, were not through the darkness our guide's voice we hear. Though soft be his whisper, it calms every fear. My rebel thought question not heaven's decree. It worse were than useless to murmur or flee. For wisdom, not change, rules the soul's destiny. Yes, booked for a journey, our first infant breath, its signals and sign of life's compact with death. The rose and the cypress are twined in one wreath. So trustingly, tranquilly, move we along, the faith in our leader with hope in our song, who sends us recalls, and he doeth none wrong. Everything speaks to me by any Angier. Everything speaks to me, voices each hour breathe o'er my spirit a hallowing power. Softly they seem to say, wilt thou attend? Message I bear for thee, 'tis from a friend. Dawn of the morning, setting sun's ray, noon with its busy hum, evening clouds grey, twilight's calm hour that whispers of rest to the toil-worn and weary, a heaven-sent guest. Last rose of summer, first fall of snow, wail of the winter wind foretelling woe. Bright hues of autumn that smile at decay, and saint-like seem glad to be passing away. Teachers so gentle, lessons so wise, who can resist them, who dare despise? Even sages in wisdom to nature's book turn, from insect and lily bid ignorance learn. Song of the whippoorwill, buzz of the bee, coo of a ringdove, flower on the lea, bird, breeze and blossom, stars gemming night's pall. Everything speaks to me, voices have all. Faith by Angier. Faith is an anchor, faith is a shield, faith is a weapon the weakest may wield. Faith is an antidote, faith is a balm, faint can the tyrant terror disarm. Faith is a comforter, faith is a friend, faith is a talisman, hearts to defend. Faith is a monarch with power to control horror and dread when they threaten the soul. Faith is a sentinel, knowing no fear. Faith is a watchword, the dropping to cheer. Faith is the whisper of heavenly voice. Faith bids us learn in all things to rejoice. Faith is an alpha, where doubt must be laid. Faith says in the tempest, be not afraid. Faith is a refuge from every snare. Faith nerves us with courage to burden to bear. Faith is a wellspring of peace to the mind. Faith opens closed lids, gives eyes to the blind. In faith's gallant vessel we sail our life's wave. Faith flings a halloo where hope finds a grave. Faith is ours for the asking, then let none despair. Faith plucks from the bosom the arrows of care. Faith lifts the dark curtain that covers the tomb, and faith's kindly lamp enlightens its gloom. Faith triumphs o'er all, nor is vanquished by death, but the grim king of terrors is conquered by faith. Then pray that this boon to all hearts may be given, till faith turns to sight mid the glories of heaven. Fancy and Fact by Angier. As musing I lay on my pillow at morn, I thought what bright visions would fade with the dawn. So I strove to detain them, but vain was my care, for soon they all vanished by castles in air. Yet fain would we picture them, aid us ye face, let your inspiration give tone to our lays. With quill from your pinions, what poet but knows how to tinge all his dreamings with couleur de rose? When night first descants upon hilltop and grove, then, truant like fancy prepares for a rove. To reason, she says, if thy practings be still like the sex, I am determined to have my own will. So gaily she bears us, her captives in chains, with the quickness of thought over mountains and plains. One moment the fairies we sport on the green, the next in grave concourse with sages are seen. Where met in gay circles earth's loveliest are, we hear one exclaim, of a crowd I'm the star. Then quitting the scene, glad to wing our way from it, we soar through blue ever, much more like a comet. Though moonbeam and starbeams bear us away, we know our bright journey must close before day. For jealous old soul puts an end to our dreaming, shows the world as it is, and scorns all false seeming. Like Midas, whose touch turns sand dust to gold, so fancy works wonders too great to be told. Yet hints she has given of rich diadems and garlands, of straw changed to chaplets of gem. But morning returns and serves but to show she has circled my brow with a bright wreath of snow. Then gaily retiring her pinion has furled, and left me to cope with this working day world. Fear not by any Angier. When in earth's deserts, dark and drear, earth's very pilgrims faint the fear, a voice is heard to soothe and cheer, like that which fell on Hagar's ear. Fear not. Would woe like his, the crucified, by tempted soul be sorely tried, still learn in patience to abide, when trusted friends deceive the right. Fear not. The gloomy day will pass away, the sigh give place to joyful lay. By night lit up with cheerful ray, shall God's unchanging love display. Fear not. The pitying Father hears thy cry, when tears heart gushing dim the eye. Then shall the glance of faith descry the healing stream that flows nearby. Fear not. On earth is found no desert place so drear, but, as in Hagar's case, celestial form with angel face says, whispering of promised grace, fear not. I dreamt of one who worthiest seemed of humankind to be. I woke to find my brightest dream more than fulfilled in thee. Gather the roadside flowers by any Angier. Oh, gather the roadside flowers, for life be a thorny way. There spring at our feet the fragrant sweet, bright blossoms wherever we stray. Then gather the roadside flowers, oh, gather the roadside flowers. Oh, gather the roadside flowers, a word, a look, a smile. These all can give, 'tis the way to live, our toils and our ills to beguile. Then gather the roadside flowers, oh, gather the roadside flowers. Oh, gather the roadside flowers of hope and trust and love. Tend them with care, for fruit they bear in the gardens of God above. Then gather the roadside flowers, oh, gather the roadside flowers. Oh, gather the roadside flowers, not long may we linger here, for shining bands with outstretched hands are calling in words of cheer. Come, gather our roadside flowers, then gather the roadside flowers, oh, gather the roadside flowers. Give us sympathy by any Angier. This is the cry from every heart, in cottage and in hall. It comes up from the busy mart, 'tis echoed in the bowl. When smiles are dancing on the face, and feet trip o'er the floor, we hear this cry from every heart, if we listen at its door. From lips of lonely widow, from some despairing wife, from trembling age and manhood too, in the dusty paths of life. From merchant at his ledger, from maiden at her task, from statesman and from preacher grave, though all may wear a mask, to hide this earnest craving, this yearning of the breast, this longing for the unattained, this burden of unrest. From each soul's inner chamber comes forth a ceaseless cry, but give us sympathy, we live, without it, and we die. 'Tis like the gentle dew and sun on tender grass and flower, like hope to the despairing one in sorrow's darkest hour. An anchor to the mariner upon life's stormy sea, a star whose light will brighter shine throughout eternity. Thrice happy they who heed the call and yield the boon thus sought. 'Tis this way that we obey the holy precept taught. In bearing others' burdens, we lighter make our own. Earth will be more like heaven when this is better known. Glimpses by any Angier. We walk no new, untravelled way through dust and darkness unto day. Fears haunt us here and doubts assail, there's rest within the shadowy veil. Fair forms from out the silent past pause, bend, and beacon gliding fast. Low voices stealing on the ear breathe gentle words of peace and cheer. Hope, radiant broad, sings, robed in white, of no more pain and no more night. Faith smiling stops with outreached hand to lead us to the unseen land. Time's touch that withers all things here mars naught in that celestial sphere. No changing seasons dim the light of stars that peep through ever bright. Fair as they shone on Eden bowers, we glint above these homes of ours. Smiling through tears, we gaze on them and think of star-crowned Bethlehem. Dim must the eye be, deaf the ear, which cannot see, that will not hear. When each frail flower some moral teaches, each autumn leaf a sermon preaches, from withered grass, from garnered grain, from gathered fruit, comes this refrain. Our heaven-appointed earth work done, we pass from sight as sets the sun. Change is progression, all things show, and death is birth, as all shall know. Go, tell it to Jesus, by Angier. Go, tell it to Jesus, by want and by woe. When the soul in its anguish asks, where shall I go? The voice that spoke peace to the wild, raging sea, and tender tone whispers, come, come unto me. Go, tell it to Jesus. Go, tell it to Jesus, by sorrow and sin. The ark of his love takes the very dove in. Whate'er be thy burden, whatever thy care, strength, succour, and shelter wilt find them all there. Go, tell it to Jesus. Go, tell it to Jesus, ne'er closed is his ear. E'en the cry of a raven he deigneth to hear. His pity will soothe thee, his pardon shall save, his grace bid thee triumph o'er death and the grave. Go, tell it to Jesus. Guardian angel by Angier. Oh, not alone when mortals sleep, do angels watch us vigil keep. They linger near us through the day, their ready promptings when we stray, would lead us in the better way. On pity's brow where soft light falls, when sore for compassion calls, when tears are shed and hopes depart, when anguish rends the breaking heart. They of its venom rob the dart. But though no eye their form may view, their love is constant, firm, and true. And when we most require their aid, beside our path, around our bed, with noiseless step these watchers tread. Oft, when is breathed the last faint sigh, their soft hands close the dying eye. They whisper in the dull, cold ear kind words of peace and hope and cheer. Then heavenward the freed spirit bear. Say, wouldst thou share their mission blest, who guide earth's very ones to rest? This holy task is given to thee, for ere death's hand shall set thee free, a guardian angel thou mayst be. Half a loaf is better than no bread by Angier. Give what you can, be it little or much. A word, a look, a smile, or the friendly hand's touch, and never forget that the proverb hath said, a half of a loaf is worth more than no bread. There are some who have only a piece to bestow, their means are but small, for the heart may o'erflow, but such will increase both the oil and the meal, if others' wants cause them to act and to feel. A famine was raging, the prophet applied for food to the widow, nor was he denied. And how was her soul of its sore beguiled, when for bread she was paid in the life of her child? Be it ever so humble the gift you bestow to the heart of a giver, a blessing must flow. So long as 'tis true what the proverb hath said, a half of a loaf is worth more than no bread. Harps and Hearts by Angier. There are harps in our breast of most delicate mate, and many the tones which are heard. No plaintive, no gay, no so soft is their lay, the notes seem like those of a bird. These harps God has tuned, though broken they seem, they respond to their Maker's command, and mortals too play them, words, deeds, and looks sway them. A breath hath these instruments fent. Our hearts are these harps. How sweet are their strains when sympathy touches the chords. When such melodies given, 'tis echoed in heaven, though whispered on earth are the words. When strike these harps daily, by deed, look, and word. Hearts around us are sighing for aid, and since some are sad whom a word can make glad, say, shall not the kind word be said? Though countless the stars, heart harps are not less. They are playing below and above. But wherever they be, they have one master key, and the name of that one key is love. Heart Yearnings by Angier. I ask but for the gentle tone, the tone to soothe and cheer. The tone would such sweet music make, no discord could I hear. I ask but for the loving look, the look that doth approve. That look would nerve my soul to hear, recall me should I rove. I ask but for the kindly smile, the smile of trust and truth, a smile like that on Moab's plains Naomi gave to Ruth. I ask but for the nameless forms which sympathy express, those sweet and tender ministries that have such power to bless. Such humble boons are all I ask, they're boons that each can give. These boons bestow, and earth shall know that not in vain you live. These yearnings of the human heart, of breath and tears and sighs, when met with low, these homes of ours restore lost paradise. Her birthday in heaven by Angier. Her birthday in heaven, there is joy in the thought, a joy with the heart's deepest tenderest fraud. Could human love ask for its hark of hope more than anchorage safe on that beautiful shore? Yes, anchorage safe, for never again shall tempests assail her, nor sorrow nor pain. No sharp throb of anguish shall darken the brow, now cloudless and pure as the fresh fallen snow. The rich gifts of love who hadst forth to bestow, she needeth them not, where the crystal streams flow. For there, in that clime, where no mortal hath been, the treasures are found human eye hath not seen. More glorious than the diamond gem is the radiant crown which one giveth to them, whose meekness, faith, patience, and heavenly love have made the soul meet for its bright home above. Her birthday in heaven, and it may not be long ere your voice will join hers in the sweet angel's song. Then faint not, though now to your trembling lips given is this tender refrain of her birthday in heaven. Hope's Song of Patience by Angier. Wait a wee, and dinner very, 'tis a tender, sweet refrain, when the way seems dark and dreary. Sing it hour and hour again, a balm doth patience bring for pain. Then wait a wee, and dinner very. Dinner very, wait a wee, a brighter day will shine for we. Enow its rosy dawn I see, how bids me whisper this to thee. When dinner very, wait a wee, oh dinner very, wait a wee. How do I think of thee by Angier? As the thirsty pilgrim thinks of a sparkling fountain, as the tempest-tossed mariner thinks of some fixed star, as the gardener thinks of some pleasant flower, as the pure white lily thinks of a diamond dew, as the very wanderer in a foreign land thinks of his far-off home. If thou knewest by Angier, if thou knewest, only knewest, who it is that seeks to win thee from the path of wrong and sorrow, breathing hope of brighter morrow, thou wouldst bow thy stubborn will that thy life-cup he might fill, with the living water pure, with the peace that will endure. If thou knewest of the gladness that shall take the place of sadness, when the soul from guilt set free bathes in light and purity, if thou knewest, only knewest, that to break the chains of sin, and the heart's closed door to open, lets the heavenly healer in. If thou knewest, tempted soul, take courage, he can make thee whole. Then thou, like her at Succah's well, the story of the Christ shalt tell. In Memoriam by Angier. To him was thus the mandate spoken, now let the golden bowl be broken. His guardian angel heard unawed, and smiling loosed the silver cord. He passed, as sings the unwearied sun, when summer's sultry day is done. Then bear him gently to his rest, the bright flowers blooming on his breast. Toll, sadly toll, O funeral bell, for one the true heart loved so well. Let hope's bow span the hallowed sod, our him who sleeping rests in God. In 20 years, by Angier. In 20 years, 20 years, be calm, be brave, beat back thy tears, these cankering cares, corroding fears, will cease to vex in 20 years. In 20 years, 20 years, and less perhaps than 20 years, where are the bitter grief and woe that thine were in the long ago? Their memory dim and vague appears, 'twill dimmer seem in 20 years. In 20 years, 20 years, and less perhaps than 20 years. The tongue that stung the venom word no more in hate or love is stirred, and hands that once aimed poison dart may powerless lie on pulseless heart. In 20 years, 20 years, in less perhaps than 20 years. Wouldst learn the happiest way to live, thy ills forget, thy wrongs forgive? Think on them as will one day seem thy whole of life a checkered dream. In 20 years, 20 years, in less perhaps than 20 years. Our father's home hath no more sea, thy mansion fair is waiting we. Thy bark enow the bright shore nears, it moored may be in 20 years. In 20 years, 20 years, in less perhaps than 20 years. J.B.F. by Angier. Today, through memory's silent halls, a light footfall is heard, and by its softly echoing tread, my soul's calm depths are stirred. As summer sapphire's scanted breath gives fragrance to the fading wreath, so now to me come thoughts of thee, dear dweller by the crystal sea. What thou art thinking, none may say, this fleeting, fitful April day, but thoughts thou hast, love tells me so, were blent with mine of long ago. No sin, no fears, no grief, no tears, in heaven, thrice 7 the bright blissful years. The voice hath joined the angel throng, with naught to check thy joyous song. O wondrous alchemy divine, the power that water changed to wine, dissolves the spell of death's dark night, graves hear thy voice, let there be light. So, while beside the buried past I sit and sing, the hours speed fast. Dear heart, for her we breath no sigh, she taught us how to live and die. O faith that smiles when tempests lower, be mine thy overcoming power, to calmly wait till solved shall be of death and life thy mystery. Just 17 by Angier. A song for thee, thou maiden fair, of graceful form and shining hair, of bird-like voice and footstep light, a song for thee this festal night. Thy birthday tender memories throng, like honeybees the flowers among. Just 17 years since thy blue eyes this bright earth saw and brighter skies, a rosebud in a garden growing, a sparkling rill with gentle flowing, make gladder far the hearts and home to which our flower or streamlet come. By past that have so quickly sped, by love's soft hand so gently led, oh, may it faithful prophet be of what the future hath for thee. Can friendship ask for more than this? The smile of God thou ne'er mayst miss, that but to beauteous rose may grow, rill merge in river's peaceful flow. And then at last in yonder heaven, to stream and flower may place be given. For all that's beauteous, bright and free, a fitting emblem finds in thee. A song for thee, thou maiden fair, of graceful form and shining hair, of bird-like voice and footstep light, are sons for thee this festal night. King Death by Angier. King Death is an archer, fierce and strong, he points with unerring aim, and who though his victim avoid him long, he is sure to track out his game. He laughs at the monarch's jeweled brow, he fears not his ghastly frown, and while the monk is recording his vow, in the grave death lays him down. He drags the prisoner from the cell, the peasant from his cot, and he must be wise of a home to tell that King Death entereth not. He takes the babe from its mother's breast, the boy from his father's knee, and bears them away to their dreamless rest beneath a cypress tree. He heeds not a sigh the maiden heaves, he careth naught for her tear, But when the autumn winds sear the leaves, he lays her on his bier. The stately oak with its branches brown, like his own bow he bends, and the hale young tree with its verdant crown by single stroke he rends. He plucks the wreath from the victor now, he gasps and then a groan, and one who never had learned to bow, he has taught his will to own. The warrior brave his armor binds, death sees its weakest part, and through the burnished shields he finds his way to the soldier's heart. He lays the saint, whose well-spent days have made him ripe for heaven, by the side of one whose sinful ways perchance are unforgiven. In times of peace, mid scenes of war, his arrows are flying still, and on he drives his conquering car, while his watchword is to kill. King Death is a tyrant, grim and old, all must yield to his murderous sway, yet his dark deeds never can all be told till the last man has passed away. But when earth shall have met her final doom, and old time's dirge have been sung, King Death the archer shall sink to the tomb, and his bow nevermore will be strung. Life's duties by Angier. Life hath its duties, scorn who may, the man that comes, go work today. The fields, the world, the labour great, time for the sluggard ne'er will wait. Ready or not, death's arrows fly, faithful or false is known on high. The golden sheaves they only bear, their only crowns of victory were, who patient toil for very years. Still beyond with hope though bowed the fears, heaven's law of love, then that shall be man's guiding star, the world will see and feel this truth, to live to bless and wisdom's way of pleasantness. If thou wouldst share an angel's bliss, then be thy earthly mission this, the man that heed, that voice obey, which says to all, go work today. Little Follies by Angier. Little follies, wisdom pleadeth, shun them, for they leave a sting. Serpent-like they charm the harm to thee, heed not thou the sirens sing. Guard thou well the heart's fair garden, little foxes spoil the vines. Proudest craft the ocean beareth, smallest insect undermines. Stately tree with spreading branches, that for years defied the storm, conquered half at last surrendered to the sceptre of a war. Castle high to heaven towering, founded firmly on a rock, tiny spark may lay in ashes, blackened heaps its glory mock. Somewhere are the word in story, honored names of patriot sage. Would that stain of little follies sullied not the memory's page. Friendly warning, sailor heeding, trims the sail and plies the oar. Skilful pilot, quicks and clearing, safely gains the spark the shore. Thus in others' little follies, beacon lights the wise discern, and by timely watch and caution they to good the evil turn. What some call but little follies, foibles, peccadilloes slight, griefs, wrongs, and virtue's eyes are, heinous crimes in heaven's sight. Little follies, preacher, hearer, merchant, statesman, artisan, spurn their fetters, be true freemen, and self-conquest lead the van. Thus we'll speed the good time coming, Eden bliss shall mortals see, when shall like a polished mirror image perfect purity. Little Nothings by Angier. Little nothings, do them from the heart and with a will. Would thou only God may view them? Do them still. Little nothings, do them, every hour and all the day. Thou wilt ne'er regret or rue them, strewing flowers in others' way. Little nothings, do them, though some sacrifice they cost. Life itself, the good book tells us, found is only when 'tis lost. Little nothings, and what a way! Smile for smile and tear for tear, kindly word and time's core, help to all, or far or near. Widow's mite and cup of water, who than these could offer less? Yet the glorious great, all good one, gift and giver, deigns to bless. Little nothings, seeming trifles of our lives, make up the sum. In the soul they make sweet music, speaking when the lips are dumb. Little nothings, do them, from the heart and with a will, what only God may view them, do them, do them, do them still. Live by the day by Angier. Live by the day, 'tis the happiest way, nor take anxious thought for the morrow. What though the wind blow, the past doth but show new strength from each struggle we borrow. Live by the day. Live by the day, wherever you stray, with motto engraved on the breast. It whispers of cheer when trouble is near, the soothing thy sorrows to rest. Live by the day. Live by the day, with counsel obey, and win in the battle of life, whose watchword is hope. With the worst ills make hope, and victor prove, too, in the strife. Live by the day. Live by the day, no cankering care need furrow the brow or whiten the hair. For just within sight is the dwelling of bliss, where they think with a smile on the trials of wiss. Live by the day. Live by the day, life's passing away, a quick chase each other December and May. Thus lightning and gloom yield to beauty and bloom, the glad morn of heaven for the night of tomb. Live by the day. Live like the angels by Angier. Go, glide like a sunbeam through cottage and hall, with heart cheer for each and a blessing for all. And seek out the sad ones when over hope's tomb lean sore-bowed mourners in silence and gloom. Clasp childhood's soft hand, teach the selfish and rude that best of all seasons the way to be good. The footsteps of age in meek tenderness lead, pro friend to the friendless in time of their need. Bid wayward youth penitent tearfully turn to virtue, mild mentor wise lessons to learn, how the tempted and tried may in triumph defy the soft serene vice with a basilisk eye. Should sickness and want, twin daughters of woe, a dwelling invade, with threats stealthy and slow, or there be thou found, like an angel of love, to whisper sweet thoughts of a bright home above. Let good will to all be the theme of thy song, for justice and truth be thou valiant and strong. To aims high and holy each energy given, this is to live like the angels in heaven. Then seek out the sad ones, when over hope's tomb lean sore-bowed mourners in silence and gloom, and glide like a sunbeam through cottage and hall, with heart cheer for each and a blessing for all. Meet me in heaven by Angier. Meet me in heaven, and pensive strain fond memory bids me sing again, of one the gentle-souled and fair inspiring theme. This world of care were blessed, indeed, if more were found like her who sleeps 'neath yonder mount, and who, her pure spirit fled, meet me in heaven calmly said. Meet me in heaven, affection's chords thrill gently at those tender words, soft as the notes of dying swan, a face so bright to look upon beamed like an angel's, and we knew she soon would be an angel too. To faith and hope new things were given when first we heard, meet me in heaven. Meet me in heaven, while here we dwell, what mean these words not none could tell, to bid adieu to care and fear, exchange for smiles each burning tear, to wear a crown, to share a throne, to call an angel's bliss our own. Nor is this all, who join the blessed, and meet in heaven shall know the rest. Melody of Nature by Angier. Creation hath no spot so lone, so wild and dark and drear, but it hath some melodious tone to charm the listening ear. There's music in the streamlet that in its gentle flow half lulls to sleep the finny tribe that softly glide below. There's music in the ocean, its low, deep tones are heard, when into wild commotion its heaving breast is stirred. There's music in the mountain rill that on its winding way comes bounding o'er the verdant hill on some bright summer's day. There's music in the evening breeze that lightly fans the flowers, or rudely shakes the forest trees in autumn's gloomy hours. There's music in the tiny shout that tells of childhood's glee, when the young heart is gushing out in merry minstrelsy. The birds and insect throng rejoice, in sweet notes they raise. Thus nature with her riot voice echoes her maker's praise. Mizpah by Angier. Mizpah, how this gentle word by lips of friendship spoken can touch the heart's most tender chord, like the sight of love's last token. Mizpah, it softly kneels the farewell hour, yet tinges grief with gladness, and blends with memory's rainbow hues a sombre shade of sadness. Mizpah, Mizpah, in this watchword strong the past and future meet, while standing with wide open arms, the present smiles the two to greet. Mizpah, of hope and trust, this Mizpah breathes. It rosebuds twines with autumn leaves, then humbly asks a higher power to shield us both when tempests lower. Mizpah, Mizpah, when life's end draws near, how sweet this murmured prayer to hear. On either side the silent sea, God watch between us, thee and me. Mizpah. My dove by Angier. I sing not of the raven, the bird of omen ill, but of a timid white-winged dove that peeketh with her bill upon my cottage window, and softly seems to say, I tidings bear to thee of one from the home nest flown away. I am not superstitious in signs to put my faith, to credit every idle word the wandering gypsy saith, but nature hath her undertones, tones from my childhood dear, and many are the lessons wise she whispers in my ear. In early years I loved to sit beside the open door, my spirit chimning to the waves that break on wisdom's shore. And now my bucket I would drop in truth's deep-hidden well, and hope to draw whence shining pearls whose worth no tongue can tell. The wind's low moan, the insect's hum, both say strange things to me. In my dove's face I meaning trace of something human see, that speaks of tender yearning, of love no change can know, of heaven-born friendship tried and true, and pure as spotless snow. I question not deep mysteries, but leave them to the sage, content to read the simpler truths inscribed on nature's page. And from this gentle monitor, my timid, white-winged dove, I daily seek by heart to learn life's holiest lesson, love. My mentor, by Angier. There stands beside my escritoire a venerable form. His face is grave, but eloquent of feeling pure and warm. I ne'er have seen his lips unclose, by night nor yet by day, but ever when I take the pen I hear him softly say, Oh, sully not the snowy page with what in after years may mantle with a blush-white cheek, or cause regretful tears. Now that a single drop of ink a million minds have stirred, and mighty power to wound a wheel lies in the written word. The sail speeds by, and naught remains to mark the yielding wave, though freighted be the bark with death, or bearing help to save. Air vessels are the words we speak, we launch them on the wind. A moment, and the aerial craft may leave no wake behind. But not thus with a written thought, the line your careless pen shall prove in after years the source of ill or good to man. A sacred, holy trust is thine, our scribe abuse it not, nor write what dying thou mayst wish with burning tears to blot. Thanks to thee, faithful monitor, thy caution kindly given, sounds like a sainted father's voice speaking from beyond blue heaven. I bow me to thy counsels sage, thou mentor, old and grey, so shall thy wisdom consecrate both page and pen today. My Muse by Angier. I quietly sit with my work on my knee, when a sweet little songster comes singing to me. I hear not her wings, but I hear a soft voice, and my needle flies quickly. My heart cries, rejoice. My burdens grow lighter, my spirit more free, while this kind little songster is singing to me. But who is the singer? Can anyone tell? Of what hue is her plumage, and where doth she dwell? She seems to be near, but I see not her form. Pure notes, they are welcome in sunlight or storm. Yet in vain do I seek her in cage or on tree. Say, who can this warbler, this sweet warbler be? How varied her themes! One moment she sings of honey drops, bubbles, and all such bright things. Then she changes her tune, more plaintive her moan, of life's disenchantments and youth's visions flown. How holy each lesson! Good and true she must be, the friend who's ever was singing to me. I welcome her presence as welcomes the flower, the soft breath of summer, the dew and the shower. Should these be withheld, every blossom must die, and my heart would grow sad, should this sweet singer fly. So I watch for her coming, as waiteth the bee for the first rose of June. She brings June to me. Then say, is there no one who kindly will tell the name of a Sibyl, who weaveth her spell o'er all things around me, beneath me, above, and warbles sweet music wherever I rove, and breathes over all a moral so pure? Hark, a soft voice replies, 'tis an angel, I'm sure. Yes, my Muse is an angel. No mortal hath skill thus to play on my heart harp, and tune it at will to strains which can strengthen and solace and cheer, bid the face beam with smiles, check the fast falling tear. Since my songster, a friend from the skies, proves to be, no more need I ask, who is singing to me? My Song by Angier. I breathe no sigh o'er days gone by, nor would I mourn my vanished joys. 'Tis a childish part to vex the heart o'er faded pictures' broken toys. And yet not always have my feet trod thornless paths, mid flowers sweet, but ever have the passing years behind them left more smiles than tears. The stately oak, with branches bared, smiles at the storm it proudly dared. The rock the raging billow laves, laughs at the foe its firm base braves. Earth hath no home, grief darkens not, and though I share the common lot, I humbly trust I'm wiser grown for every pang my heart hath known. Each forked plan and blighted hope nerves me with future ill to cope, and every bitter cup seems given to sweeten thought of rest and heaven. The web of life hath mingled thus, which should prevail, I dare not choose. Enough that in my every care I've met an angel unaware. The way to paradise must be by Calvary, through Gethsemane. When what thou clouds above me lower, can I not watch with him 1 hour? As speeds from a well-trained hand the stone, so quickly life's brief day is flown, with scarp a ripple on time's wave, between the cradle and the grave. As best for all, may coming years blend sun and shadow, smiles and tears. Each life is part of one great plan, so ends my song as it began. My wee bit sang by Angier. The bonny sun nor caller rain found thy path today, be candy still and ye thy will to any that loves for aye. He kens what's best, I wis truth rest, these changeful scenes amid whate'er may correre, or blithe or bloom, or seeming ill or good. Life's storm may be dark and dreary, cold the winds may blaw, but we soon, like the birdies dearie, should be flitten far away. The fairies stay mote fade away, the fullest lasts not long, we leal light heart, then be thy part, was ends me wee bit sang. My world by Angier. I have a world, a beauteous world, a world that's all my own. Ne'er jarred is its soft harmony by one discordant tone. Here cluster round me beings fair, bright, living forms of grace. From earth there come yet half there shone heaven's light on every face. Heart joined to heart, hand clasped to hand, on tireless feet we roam, and angel's bliss doth o'er me steal in my sweet Eden home. When purpose high inspires the breast, and life hath noble aim, lips ne'er need breath a secret sigh for honour, wealth, or fame. Unwelcome foe may ne'er intrude the soul's deep peace to mar, no dauphined cloud of doubt enshroud faith's ever-beaming star. No setting sun, no waning moon, in this my world are seen. Among the flowers, in these fair bowers, no serpent's trail hath been. Through this my world a healing stream of heaven-born pity flows. Green on its banks the tree of hope yields balm for heaviest woes. I leave my world as quits the bird its quiet, downy nest, to cheer with song the darkened home and gladden some sad breast. For sight of sorrow lends a charm to every poet's lay, and human harps yield sweetest strains when grief's pale fingers play. From venom nectar I distil and sparkling honeydew, then heave them in ray on bright world where poison flower ne'er grew. Beloved seem never lost to me, for in my world they dwell, whom some call dead or living here, where sounds nor dirge nor knell. The poet's world, a beauteous world, would to all be given, but each may share a home more fair than his faint type of heaven. Name not the dead by any Angier. Oh, never say, name not the dead, their memory we should keep among the heart's most cherished things, for which we watch and weep. Oh, never say, name not the dead, nor bid us to forget. We prize not less the summer sun because that sun has set. Oh, never say, name not the dead, their record let it be enshrined among our household gods, things most we love to see. Oh, never say, name not the dead, but give them still their place, and round the dear domestic hearth bring each remembered face. Oh, never say, name not the dead, it soothes the sufferer's lot to whisper in the dying ear, thou shalt not be forgot. Name not the dead, oh, speak not so, the low voice seems to say of one who like a dream of bliss passed from our earth away. Then never say, name not the dead, their memory is given to link the chain good spirits weave between our souls and heaven. No, never say, name not the dead. These gentle accents come from lips long since in silence sealed, silence of a tomb. Natal Song by Angier. Darkened the chamber, softly they treat, faces bent anxiously over the bed. Mute are kind voices, yet trembles the air with hope's gentle whisper and love's murmured prayer. Parted the curtains, joyous the treat, faces bent smilingly over the bed. Gone is all fear, dried is the tear from the young mother's cheek, for baby is here. Joy, joy to the home where these young darlings come. Before us the path where their tiny feet roam. To each little stranger let welcome be given, for of such, one hath said, is the kingdom of heaven. Norah and the Angels by Angier. On her pillow she lay dreaming, in a slumber death-like seeming, and above her head were heard wings like those of gentlest bird. Two bright watchers hovered there, thus their voices stirred the air. First voice. Sister, ere the break of day, let us bear her hence away. In her soul heaven's light is dawning, and she needs no note of warning. Second voice. Nay, sweet sister, nay, not now. Then she kissed the sleeper's brow, let there linger still to blest hearts that mourn in bitterness. First voice. Tears already she has dried in a channel deep and wide. Long has flowed her sympathy, 'tis a broad unebbing sea. Second voice. Not yet filled her meed of care, she must heavier burdens bear. Shed more tears, see more links broken, ere her last farewell be spoken. First voice. Be it as our Father wills, since each life-cup wisdom fills. He ordains but what is best, faith anchors here and leaves the rest. With the dawn the sleeper rose, like a sunbeam forth she goes. Heavenly voices through the day cheer her on her heavenward way. Shining ones are by her side, ever prompt to guard and guide, till with angels Norah keep gentle watch while mortals sleep. Norah Nohone by Angier. She pensively sitteth, 'tis Norah Nohone, but she peevishly mourns not the days that are gone. There's hope in her heart, though I hear a low sigh, as softly she murmurs, joys brightened to fly. When first her bark floated our life's shining wave, to one skilful pilot the rudder she gave. He was guided her safely through tempest and calm. When billows dashed round her, he shielded from harm. Her lot has been woman's, her fate that of all, the light and the shadow, the sunshine and pole. And she yearns for a country by sin undefiled, where the sore-bowed spirit is glad as a child. But she cheerfully waiteth her summons to go, that home, oh, how sweet, where the bright waters flow. Their loved ones yet live, though they've left her alone. She knows they keep watch over Norah Nohone. Not my way, Lord, by Angier. Not my way, Lord, lest it should be a way that leadeth far from thee. I dare not ask the helm to guide on time's rough, searching, treacherous tide. Not thy way, Lord, when billows roar, steer thou my bark in safety o'er their foaming crest, to waveless sea, to where the heavenly mansions be. Not my way, Lord, tears fall like rain, the cross is heavy, sharp the pain, the cup is bitter, black the cloud, that doth my path and heart enshroud. Not my way, Lord, the glittering gem that decks the victor's diadem, once fell perchance from human eye, the weeper's passport to the sky. Not my way, Lord, the goal is near, e'en now the angels' songs I hear, my voice with theirs in sweet accord would join to sing, not my way, Lord. Ode to Robert Burns by Angier. On this thy birthday, poet, sage and seer, we meet and greet, while blend the smile and tear. A smile that such as thou hast walked with men, tear, and ne'er shall see thee like again. What though 100 years have passed away since first was welcomed in thy natal day, some records live which time can ne'er efface, and thine is one, beloved of all thy race. Thy songs are sung in cot and princely hall, in valleys green, on snow-capped mountains tall. The rich, the poor, the lowly and the high, his name embalm, whose fame can never die. The themes so wisely chosen, age and youth, by them are won to loyalty and truth. And though thy pen hath sometimes made a slip, whose words are always right, and whose the lip, that ever wisely speaking ne'er hath erred, whose the stolid breast that is not stirred by thy own epitaph, so tender, true, bright sparkling, pure as drops of crystal dew. Thine was the honest, freighter feeling strong, that o'er the right approved, condemned the wrong, and thine the manly, gently heart, that knew life's sweetness and its bitter sorrows too. Fair Scotia's bard of old lang syne, by urn with laurel leaves we twine, and at thy feet with white flower lay, sage, poet, seer of Alloway. Only listen by Angier. On the spirit's ear there linger, often linger, like a spell, sounds as if an infant's finger touched a silver bell. Now the strains are slow and sad, now more cheerful, as the heart is grieved or glad, hoping or fearful. Only listen. Only listen, they are speaking, voices speaking sweet and low, sweet as perfumed breath of summer, tuneful as the brooklet's flow, when a look unkind is given, when an angry word is said, hark they whisper, patience, pardon, bend the knee and bow the head, only listen. Warning now, then chiding, cheering with a song of pleasant land, there the careworn brow and furrowed is by heavenly sapphires fanned. Oh, bid welcome these dear voices, for from lips of love they come, and with soul they make sweet music when all human tongues are done. Only listen. Many-toned these inward voices, ever pleading for the right. Only listen, they will teach thee how the burden is made light. When each earthly passion slumbers, or the spirit gently steal, these soft chimps, whose soothing numbers come like balm, hard wounds to heal. Only listen. Our birthdays by Angier. Our birthdays, solemn birthdays, time's sentinels they stand, while each from out his watchtower cries, the foe's close at hand. These mentors mark death's onward march, monition kindly given, life's milestones may their record bear, the 1 year nearer heaven. Would thou cross our pilgrim path, dark clouds and shadows steal, to faith's keen eye these phantoms grim, bright angel forms reveal. Care, pain, and grief, thy heaven sent come, on faded brows to bind celestial flowers of love and trust, with hope's sweet buds entwined. Then soar not to see the years, go speeding on their way, ask not to check them in their flight, nor bid a moment stay. Our birthdays benedictions are a consecrated boon, thrice welcome like the mellow light of autumn's harvest moon. Our birthdays, happy birthdays, their friendly beacons prove, to cheer the world-worn traveller, and chide him should he rove. They speak, as did the burning bush, to listening prophets car, and wiser they who reverent turn as well to heed as he. Our birthdays, solemn birthdays, time's centennials they stand, while each from out his watchtower cries, the foe is close at hand. These mentors mark death's onward march, monition kindly given, life's milestones. May their record bear the 1 year near heaven. Our rose by Angier. No fairer rose e'er grew when our garden bower knew, and her influence, like odor breathed around, the magic of her words, touched our bosom's tenderest chords, and our hearts to our rose were closely bound. The lily veils its face, and shuns with modest grace the gaze of a crowd passing by. Thus she, our garden's pride, her sweetness sought to hide, but an angel called Death claimed our rose for the sky. Then she faded like a flower that in autumn's early hour feels the chilling winds o'er its leaves sweet. But our rose is blooming still, where no lightning frost can kill. This precious thought shall cheer us, though we weep. Our secret by Angier. I never said, I love you, but when I bend in prayer, one treasured name is on my lips, its whisper stirs the air. I never said, I love you. My voice to thee is dumb, but if of we another speak, what tender thoughts will come? I never said, I love thee. My hand thine may not be, but ever will the faithful shell moan for the far-off sea. I never said, I love thee, but where's the beauteous clime, where solved are all the mysteries of which we weep in time? And up in those bright mansions, where all is pure and fair, we break our long-kept silence and tell our secret there. Pedigree by Angier. Can grant the boon you ask, and aid you in your gentle task. First must weave the magic spell which brings a draught from truth's deep well. To me, fame, honor, pedigree seem but like leaves on yonder tree. They bud and flourish, fade and die, then in one common grave they lie. The stately oak, the forest king, in whose green boughs a robin sing, the flowering shrub, whose branches wave in fragrance o'er the tiniest grave, all are equal in his sight, who only sees the wrong and right. Condemns the first, the last approves, of chiding most where most he loves. A certain esculent, they say, on tables seen from clay to day, much like some families is found, the better part is underground. To this opinion I incline, and cheerfully the verdict sign, E'en though oblivion's sullen wave my name consign to nameless grave. What though no human pen record the lineage of passionate lord, a regal soul and modest worth far outweigh the pride of birth. In yon blue arc, the tiniest star that now gleams faintly from afar, may in some constellation bright reign king of day or queen of night. And souls who self have crucified survive, then perish pomp and pride, who toil for others and for God their memory blooms like Aaron's rod, and phoenix-like their very dust shall live like him man called the just. For Christ-like heart and heaven-taught mind nor chains nor death can hold or bind. So when you ask for items dear, angerstal monument to rear, I smiling think, vain hope to see an earthly immortality. Questionings by Angier. Which will it be? Ah, which will it be? Oh, which in our sweet, sweet home of free will first hear the dip of a boatman's oar, the boatman that rows to the other shore? Which first will the grave's dark mystery learn, which too to the lonely home return? Ah, whose breast first will the violet spring, and the birds the matins and vespers sing? Which first o'er the silent sea will sail, whose feet first tread the shadowy vale? Which first will join the angel throng, whose voice first blend in their joyous song? Whose hand will first sweep a golden lyre? Which first heed the mandate, come up higher? Who first will be missed from the vacant seat? Which first will walk the shining street? Who first will the robe of a ransomed wear in a land where they never know grief or care? Which first will pass through the pearly gate, where the laughed for the loving one's smiling wait? Whose eyes will first gaze on the crystal sea, and the place where the many mansions be? Whose lips will first echo the glad refrain of no more night and no more pain? Which first will it be, in earth, air, sky? Will none to my questioning heart reply? As noiselessly steals away weeks, days, hours, still ripening the fruits and unfolding the flowers, till chill winds of autumn their beauty shall blast, and winter her snowy shroud over them cast? I waited and hearkened in stillness unbroken, till deep in my soul were these mentor words spoken. What matter to thee in thy sweet home of free, which first shall set sail on the silent sea? Heed, listen, and learn. The stars blaze and burn. They rise, fade, and vanish, each all in their turn. Like them, let thy pathway be luminous, bright, unresting, live only for God and the right. And seek not to fathom this deep mystery, for time shall yet tell thee which first it will be. Rabboni by Angier. Mary Rabboni, ah, those words, the heart with gladness filling, thy cheek the tear calm every fear, each throb of anguish stilling. Rabboni. Grief's surging sea, ah, who but he could stay its wild commotion? What voice but thine can bid light shine on life's dark, troubled ocean? Rabboni. Mary Rabboni, buried love here finds a resurrection. No more need gloom enshroud the tomb, when angels lend protection. Rabboni. Mary Rabboni, mourner, now the one you've lost and longed for so may linger near, as by the side of Mary stood the crucified. Rabboni. Mary Rabboni, ah, those words, they touch the bosom's tenderest chords. They tell of life beyond the grave, of hope through him who came to save. Rabboni. Silent speaking by Angier. There needs no outward sign, no visible token, to shadow forth my heart's great love for thee. The language of the soul can ne'er be spoken, save in low murmurs like the deep, deep sea. Someone is praying for me by Angier. I know by the deep peace that comes to my soul, when of light not a ray can I see, that to him who e'er maketh the wounded heart whole, someone is praying for me. I know by these visions so holy and bright, by this love from all earthly taint free, illuming my pathway with heaven's own light, that someone is praying for me. I know by sweet voices, now whispering hope, like soft murmur of far distant sea, the spirit was nerving with life's ills to cope, that someone is praying for me. O hearer of prayer, make that soul thy care, wherever on this earth it may be. Each heavy cross lighten, each sore cloud brighten, for one who is praying for me. Something for Somebody by Angier. Something, yes, something truly thou art, something and much to somebody's heart. The grey east glows with a rosy dawn, something shines, and the day is born. Something, yes, something truly thou art, something and much to somebody's heart. The dark wintry clouds were sombrest hue, something smiles, and the sky is blue. Something, yes, something truly thou art, something and much to somebody's heart. For like a calm, starlit summer even, something breathes ever of peace, hope, heaven. Song for Thanksgiving by Angier. There's a day of the year, how sweet its name sounds, at its mention the heart of each little child bounds. When all are assembled around the fireside, old folks, youths and maidens, the bridegroom and the bride. When eating's laid by, the yarn is all spun, the feasting is followed by stories and fun. The housewife is blushing to hear her guests say, they've not had such a dinner for many a day. Then see that wood fire on the old-fashioned hearth, but few can resist its loud summons to mirth. Though the flame seems an emblem of those who are gone, for it dies and we find but a lonely hearthstone. Yet the scene is a gay one, as long as it lasts, for oft when they smile, a cloud overcasts the brows of the gravest. There's one vacant seat, late it was filled by a presence so sweet, that prophet hearts whispered when last she was there. We soon must relinquish a being so fair. Though I write not the name of his angel of love, I bear no mean place on the records above, and long in our hearts will her memory live, the source of her sadness which all will forgive. But all is now over, the sad and the gay have sung their last songs, have said their last say. The plays are all ended, the stories all told, they pass from the parlour, the young and the old. The burghs follow bells to see them safe home, how they wish that Thanksgiving would oftener come. Now all have retired, the lights are put out, the old have forgotten the record and road. The seal of repose on each child's brow is set, and the young spirit fancies the party just mod. While all that has happened seems but a brief dream, the glance of a sunbeam on life's troubled stream, as lingers a strain on the strings of a lyre. So this Thanksgiving song and that old-fashioned fire will waken fond memories of childhood's bright days, when our souls gaily bask in hope's golden rays, when earth with its scenes bore a semblance of heaven, or some fairyland home to our young fancy given. Song for the Flail by Angier. A song for the flail, the smooth-handed flail, as stroke after stroke it comes down, while golden grains fly, wheat, barley, and rye, the toil of the farmer to crown. The useful and useless he thus will divide, and gathering each in their turn, the former with care, for the garner he'll spare, the latter he'll scatter or burn. And what is earth more than a grand threshing floor, with the wrong and the right thickly strewn? But truth's iron flail them both shall assail, to the winds, then shall falsehood be thrown. Should adversity's flail thy spirit assail, but welcome the love-guided blow. Be every stroke heeded, not one false are needed, our idols to shatter, our pride to lay low. Oh, not to destroy the flail I employ, far sweeter this voice than the birds, to the husbandman dear. The wheat need not fear, heart-cheering and precious the words. Then a song for the flail, the smooth-handed flail, and a song for the labourer too. For while threshing his grain, he has threshed out 'tis plain, a moral for me and for you. Song of Peace by Angier. Goodwill and peace, what song so sweet! For angel tongues, what themes so meet! Let mortals join to swell the strain, and echo back the glad refrain. Goodwill and peace, both sage and seer in vision saw it drawing near. The day when in each human breast peace, white-winged dove, shall build a nest. Goodwill and peace, heaven speed the hour when all shall own love's conquering power. When every voice and every clime with joy shall hail the promised time. Goodwill and peace, what song so sweet! For angel tongues, what themes so meet! Let mortals join to swell the strain, and echo back the glad refrain. Song of a Disenchanted by Angier. The dust hath been brushed from the butterfly's wing, the kite of my fancy hath broken its string. For the soft siren voices that greeted my ear, the raven's hoarse croak and the owl's hoot I hear. The halloo hath faded, the rose tint is fled, and the leaden-hued sky appeareth instead. Where summer birds nestled and tuned their sweet song, the cankerworm feeds Hope's green leaves among. A shadow is resting on life's pleasant things, the harp of romance hath parted its strings. In camp and in court, in cottage and hall, the glory and gilding have faded from all. Ensconced in the green room, I've witnessed the play, seen the drop rise and fall in the broad light of day. Kings, they are sceptreless, queens without crowns, grand lords and ladies are pageants and clowns. The spell is dissolved, the charm hath been broke, the captive is free and spurneth the yoke. When idols are clay and prove themselves dust, how fruitless our worship, how vain is our trust. This makes me not sad, now I'm happier far, for always 'tis best to see things as they are. The dictate of wisdom is ever the same, each object to call by its own proper name. In truth's a faithful mirror, let error appear in her hideous form and her own colours were. Then virtue shall triumph, vice vanish away, and earth will rejoice in millennial day. Song of the Voices by Angier. The voices of the vanished years, I hear them speak today, and meekly in mute reverence bend to listen what they say. They tell of childhood's rosy morn, of youth's fair prime, of hope's young dawn. They murmur of a checkered past, wherein the veil oblivion cast. There come from out their dreamless bed fair forms of some the world calls dead. Close by my side I see them stand, with forehead white, a star-crowned band. They whisper, "We have safely crossed seas where thy bark is tempest-tossed. Now robe, harp, song, and victor's crown are ours, with every cross laid down. Life's deep and solemn mysteries that once with gloom our hearts oppressed, in heaven's light seen with soul serene, we now confess God's way was best. Then check the tear, bid back the sigh, nor grieve to see the years go by. Speed on, eternity invites the soul to scale its unclimbed heights. O faith that gives to blind eye sight, O day that knows nor cloud nor night. Pearly gates just left ajar to show the bliss that naught can mar. The past is past, the future stands, and beacons on with upraised hands. It points to scenes that earth more fair, and softly says, "'Tis better there." So many tone these voices sweet, so wise the lessons they repeat, and fain would linger 'neath their spell, nor toll the bygones' funeral knell. The voices of the vanished years, I hear them speak today, and meekly in mute reverence bend to listen what they say. Spells by Angier. Oh, there was a dreamy spell that threw a charm over all when life was new. It breathed on the hilltop, it spoke in the plain, with a voice which we never may hear again. bird, blossom, and bee had some tale to tell, whose small was more than truth's clear well. In the fitful blaze of the cheerful fire, as it glowed in the face of my old grandsire, in the sleigh bells pealing their joyous chime, to which young hearts were beating time, in the busiest scene, in the loneliest glen, oh, a charm was on all around me then. The stars looked forth with a softer light, while a richer glory clothed the night. And sweet were the tones that breathed love's vow, they greet me no more with voices now. From broken harps whose strings are gone, what hand can awake the answering tone? Nay, say not this is an idle dream, things seemed not once as now they seem, for in my own breast the change is wrought, and sage is the lesson by sorrow taught. As one by one the bright links part, that bind these spells o'er the youthful heart. Spero Meliora by Angier. Spero Meliora, though trouble be near, this motto the sore-bowed spirit can cheer. Spero Meliora, this watchword will give fresh courage to labor, new motive to live. Spero Meliora, when billows run high, from thy tempest-tossed ark bid hope's messenger fly. And she will return with a green branch of peace, sure pledge that the storm is beginning to cease. Spero Meliora, the promise of good, was writ in the rainbow o'er-reaching the flood. A light in the cloud could the old prophet see. What that sign was to him be this motto to thee. Spero Meliora, this watchword hath power to nerve for the struggle in trial's dark hour. Spero Meliora, then banish despair, give thy fears to the winds, for life's battle prepare. Spero Meliora, an anchor will prove on our voyage through time to the haven above. And Spero Meliora, our motto shall be, when we launch our frail bark on eternity's sea. Sunny spots by Angier. What though we wander in a maze, bestrewed with many a thorn? What though across the stream of time our bark be rudely borne? What though we number very hours, when life appears a blot? Still may we find to cheer our hearts there's many a sunny spot. Though on the present with its cares no light is seen to fall, and o'er the page of future years despair has spread her pall, yet early days of childhood's mirth, what heart remembers not, when hope's bright dreams made all so fair, earth seemed one sunny spot, where heedless foot may press the flowers, and odours from them bring, was oft in sorrow's deepest night, faith's sweetest blossoms spring. If thou hast dried the widow's tear, betide the orphan's lot, when thou hast felt amid the gloom there was a sunny spot. If to the humble couch of pain aid thou hast kindly brought, and poured upon a wounded heart the balm it vainly sought, if thou in prayer hast meekly bent within thy lowly cot, when thou hast in life's desert proved thyself a sunny spot, then, what thou down the stream of time thy bark be rudely driven, the pilot's hand is ever near to guide thee safe to heaven. Earth's very children then shall find, when every care forgot, they calmly rest, secure from fears, the grave a sunny spot. Tears by Angier. They are given in love by one from above, who shed them at Bethany's cave, and their value we know when some sudden blow has laid cherished hopes in the grave. They sometimes are seen on the cheek of the queen, and oft does the cottager's face be a record of grief, whose certain relief is found in this boon of our race. The matron and bride, when standing beside the altar and hearthstone, have wept. One is found in her tears a solace for years, one gratefully weeps our woes kept. This maxim I hold, his heart must be cold, and slow will his hand be to bless, who can witness unmoved the tears of a loved, nor weep o'er another's distress. like balm from the skies, these drops from our eyes can wash off the traces of sorrow. When the clouds of today in tears melt away, hope's rainbow outreaches our morrow. Who most freely weep the longest will keep the heart's garden free from its thorn, and they happiest live who alms with tears give, and no human suffering scorn. Then through coming years let us bless God for tears, since causes for weeping abound. Tears bind heart to heart, rob pain of its start, pour oil upon every wound. Let tears be bestowed, they will lighten the load which each in his turn must sustain. Then peace, joy, and rest shall visit each guest, and earth smile like Eden again. Be answer by any Angier. He giveth sleep, and who is he that grants the spoon of love to thee? Speak, night, and silence, answer tell, where doth his benefactor dwell? Who fills all space, sun, moon, and star, all to his laws obedient are. He reigns, yet deigns thy griefs to share, the daily cross with thee to bear. Enthroned in light, his smile is seen, on moss-crowned mountain, meadow green. Outreaching sky, deep rolling river, his name proclaim, the boundless giver. A tender heart, a gentle hand, in his who waves this potent wand, shuts very eyes long used to weep, to throbbing lids gives blissful sleep. Then pulses thrill with some new joy, when youth's cup, sweet without alloy, to rosy smiling lips is given, sleep brings bright dreams of brighter heaven. To him who sleeps not, slumbers never, let thanks arise, unceasing ever. He stops thy wakeful eyes to close, thy senses steeps in calm repose. At length to all life's brief day hour he grants one boon ne'er given before, that last a long sleep, cool, dreamless deep, while angels smiling vigil keep, for when should know who giveth sleep. The berry harvest by any Angier. Hie away to the harvest, boy, matron, and maid, of viper or vermin let none be afraid. And gear up the horse for the sickly and old, for berry time, sure, is our true age of gold. Speed off o'er the fields to the pasture so green, where berries the ripest and thickest are seen. Each bush nods a welcome to all who will come, then linger not lazily, drown like at home. Rise up with the robin, and brisk as the bee, go forth to the woods, they are waiting for we. Pail, basket, pan, dipper, each soon shall be filled. The crop proves the soil was by skilful lands tilled. Kind heaven sows broadcast the sweet berry seed, on high place and low, over hilltop and mead. And nature's voice calls thee, the summons obey, come, gather my harvest of berries today. It matters but little what garment is worn, 10 chances to 1 that the dress will be torn. For coat, hat, and bonnet, the worst ones will do, but guard well the feet, or with tramp you may rue. Thus clad, sally forth, and the forest will smile, grey rock shall re-echo your glad song the while. The old will grow young as the past is lived hour, when some join their sport who will share it no more. No daintier meal for the best need be spread than berries and milk with good old-fashioned bread. How oft then a child followed supper like this, a kind father's good night and a fond mother's kiss. Alike for us all, both the great and the small, is heard in the soft breath of summer the call, my fruit feast is ready, wide open the door, for low and for high, for the wealthy and poor. When he to the harvest, boy, matron, and maid, of viper or vermin let none be afraid. And gear up the horse for the sickle and old, for berry time, sure, is our true age of gold. The blind mother by any Angier. Would thou no more we meet her glance, to our fond look replying? We know there's love within her heart, will live when she is dying. Her voice, her smile, her gentle mien, so angel-like have grown, But heaven before her soft dark eyes a veil has wisely thrown, lest mortal-like she might be vain, were hers the power to see, where worship who beside her kneel in half idolatry. Oft from our dazzled human sight what might an evil prove, kind heaven in tenderness conceals, thus chiding lest we rove. The bard, who sweetest sung of heaven, first lost his sight of earth, and those are oft the brightest dreams, which a sorrow's night gives birth. All is not dark though sight be dim, this thought brings sweet repose. Heaven's light may shine within the soul, for God its windows close. The Broken Lyre and the Key by Angier. I once broke my lyre, but now tune it again. The key I employ is my little quill pen, which I will not stay idle, for oft I have tried to bid it lie quiet, the inkstand beside. But now my lyre is mended, what theme shall I choose? The grave or gay please best my fancy or muse? Speak quickly and tell me what song I shall sing. But remember, my quill key once graced a goose wing. But that matters little, great deeds are oft done, hard battles are fought, and proud victories won by means quite obscure, and my pen may have come from the wings of a sage goose that once saved Rome. For humble my strains, if it cheer one sad heart, if to one stricken spirit they comfort impart, I ne'er shall regret that I mended the lyre, which I broke yestereve by our old-fashioned fire. The Child Seers by Angier. Angel guided, angel guarded, on they press their shining way. Bright the light that gleams above them, pure their smile as morn's first ray. Visions clear and well defined, oft before their mind's eye pass, and they see the fated future mirrored forth as in a glass. Words prophetic, intuitions mark the Child Seer's daily life. 'Tis the voice of wisdom warning, calming sorrow, checking strife. Spurn them not, these heaven-sent teachers, let them bless thee o'er their flown. Gentle mentors, by whose soft hands precious seeds of truth are sown. Human flowers of mode celestial, rare mimosas seem they such, with their lightest tendril trembling at good spirits' slightest touch. To the poor man's humble dwelling, and to homes of wealth and care, come these beaming forms of beauty, like God's angels unaware. Not found by Scottish burn alone, on Irish moor and English glen, but in all climes are Child Seers known to cast their sacred spell o'er men. Links uniting earth to heaven, things above the things below. Of the Child Seers' holy mission, this and this is all we know. The Dead by Angier. Weep not for the holy dead, calmly they rest, their bark safely moored by the isles of the blest. But weep for the living, on time's troubled sea, their hope-freighted bark may a shattered wreck be. Yes, weep for the living, weep not for the dead, for the captive soul freed, from its prison house fled. Should we grieve for the songbird from falling nest flown, softly sings, sawing, I fly to my own. The pageant now prince, the hut changed for hall, a robe, crown, and palace for shroud, coffin pall. O vision most holy, who questions their gain, who have passed to the land where is never more pain. Long they the march, yet their faltering feet ne'er halted to rest, mid the dust and the heat. For rugged the pathway and thorny the road, in faith they pressed on, bravely bearing their load. Not triumph is theirs, for life's battle is o'er. The din of the conflict shall deafen no more. The struggle was fierce, the fight hard and long, but it ended at last in the conqueror's song. Yes, weep for the living, on time's troubled sea, their hope-freighted bark may a shattered wreck be, but mourn not the holy dead, calmly they rest, their bark safely moored by the isles of the blest. The death of Moses by Angier. How stately his step, and how princely his mien, A conqueror's form on Mount Nebo is seen. No weapon he bears, but whose foe is a king, the dark king of terrors, with broad sable wing. Their monarchs have trembled, and heroes have quailed. His footstep ne'er faltered, his faith never failed. He fought off the rock and the bush and the rod, gave his flesh to the dust and his spirit to God. On his brow the cold dewdrops are gathering fast, his pulses beat slow, one more throb, 'tis the last. He heeds not that struggle, for angels are near, to bear him in triumph far, far from all fear. He fell not by pestilence, famine, or sword, the dart from death's quiver was, thus saith the Lord. All power of the tyrant was broken and slain by him who once died, but now liveth again. For us in life's desert, life's wilderness road, from the bare, flinty rock hath no crystal stream flowed, hath no rod of chastisement budded and blown, through no burning bush hath our Father's face shone. Then let the stern messenger come when he will, on land or broad ocean, in valley on hill. We'll welcome the mandate to Moses once given, yield flesh to the dust, and spirit to heaven. The dying husband to his wife, by Angier. When closer, dearest, I would speak, though strength be failing, voice be weak. Fain would I in thy listening ear breathe words which only thou shouldst hear. My life, now ebbing fast away, had been a dull, cold winter's day, had not thy love dispelled the gloom, and caused this desert heart to bloom. Nay, weep not, darling, see yon star, so calmly shining from afar. 'Tis like thine eyes, whose holy light turned to day my darkest night. The sickle speaks the reaper near, ere now his footsteps greet my ear. Hark, voices bid me come away, they gleam in sight the gates of day. Crown, harp, and raiment spotless white will soon be mine, in the land of light. Then were no mourning robes for men white like thy soul, let thy garments be. A look, a smile, a murmured prayer, and those pale lips closed but the hollowed air. Still echoed the dear familiar tone. In heaven the true heart claims its own. The uncaged spirit upward sprung, while its welcome home was by angels sung. And now, beside the crystal sea, he watching waits, dear heart, for we. The Emigrant's grave by Angier. Away from her home near the wildwood, away from her parents' hearth, away from the scenes of her childhood, the loved one passed from earth. By strangers' hands she was carried to her rest in the forest drear, while not a mourner tarried to shed o'er her turf a tear. Her grave you can scarce discover, the marble marks it not, but angels round it hover to guard the holy spot. And while bright watch they're keeping, they softly seem to say, she is not dead, but sleeping to waken cloudless day. The glad stream leaps from its fountain, the sun seeks the golden west. The wild bird hees to the mountain, and to heaven return the blessed. The Heart's Garden by Angier. The heart is a garden, there grow sweet flowers and poisonous weeds, and each passing moment we sow of one or the other the seeds. If thoughts are unselfish and kind, pure, gentle, and tender and true, we shall ne'er in our heart's garden find the nightshade and hemlock and rue, but blossoms than Eden's more fair, exhaling a sweeter perfume, their breath bearing balm for all care, and richest profusion shall bloom. Since you, friend, and I, every hour, are scattering broadcast the seed, now every good thought blooms a flower, the bed springs a poisonous weed. The Martyr by Angier. Not only is the martyr one who seals his faith the fight, who yields his life without a groan, than battling for the right. The anxious heart a martyr is, the soul cast down the fear, lest some who should the truth receive, the truth refuse to hear. A Martyr will the sooner bear to feel the scorching flame, or wreck that waits his flesh to tear, than yield to wrong or shame. The seeming Martyr will conceal those secrets of the mind which heaven may to the sight reveal, as light breaks on the blind. The real Martyr will not hide the sacred rays of truth. He'll brave the scorn, contempt, and pride of old age and of youth. He only asks the cause to see why honest thought should shrink to side with one, whoe'er he be, that dares to speak and think. Then be a Martyr spill the wine which aims thy age to guide, that bids the sun of progress shine, and seeks no wrong to hide. But be thy weapons gentle words, thy shield a heart that's brave. No spot more sacred blessed earth than the humble Martyr's grave. The Mound by Angier. When anxious cares corrode the breast, and sad forebodings rise, when sore temptations me molest, and sorrow robs me of my rest, Jesus, I trembling look to thee, and tearful turn to Calvary. When griefs assail and trials come, when anguish aims its dart, when earthly hopes have found a tomb, sweet thoughts of heaven dispel my gloom, for Jesus, then I look to thee, and prayerful turn to Calvary. When foes are fierce, friends are found untrue, when all is dark and drear, I think on grace and glory too, how conquest out of conflict grew, and Jesus, when I look to thee, and grateful turn to Calvary. When feeble pulses beating slow, warn of life's waning hour, then, Jesus, may I joyful know that thou canst dying grace bestow, that not in vain I have looked to thee, and turned in faith to Calvary. What rapture the soul will seal then through eternity, with Jesus shall his love reveal, who died the heart's deep wounds to heal. Salvation's stream still flows from thee, our sacred blood-stained Calvary. The holy mount, from thee we learn our daily cross to bear. When burdens press, to thee we turn, and find new zeal within us burn. Then never let forgotten be the debt we owe to Calvary. The Ocean's Dead by Angier. Who with a careless hand would rend the veil of mystery, and have unfolded to his view the secrets of the sea. The waters foam and dash, then rest as calmly as before, and leave no shadow of the wreck of what they proudly bore. But precious things we know are hid beneath the ocean wave, and costly pearls and gems bedeck the mermaid's shining cave. But treasures richer far than these are buried in the sea, loved ones whose names we fondly keep green in our memory. There in one cradle bed are rocked the mother and her child. They heed no more the tempest shock or billows dashing wild. There sleeps the sire whose head was bowed beneath the weight of years, whose furrowed cheek the traces wore of cares and griefs and tears. The blooming maiden lately decked for bridal and for ball, a blue wave is her winding sheet, the rolling surf her pall. And manhood, to whose beaming eye the future brightly shone, there lies in dreamless slumber locked, hope's fair visions flown. The haughty monarch and his slave, they sleep there side by side. One has his sorrows all forgot, the other all his pride. The noble form his princely hall, the pageant form his cot. On the same pillow rest their heads, and share one common lot. The pen of man may freely trace the story of the land, but who thy mystery, O sea, can fully understand? O deep, thy fearful history will never all be read, till he who sees thy darkest caves shall wake thy countless dead. The Old-Fashioned Fire by Angier. A song for the fire, the old-fashioned fire, with its engines made of brass, iron, or wire. The tongs and the shovel that shine like pure gold, the bellows that children love dearly to hold. While guarding the sitting-room carpet with care stands a high lattice fender with sentinel air. The dry chestnut wood As it snaps out a spark, how it rings like a pistol popped off at a mark, while the roar of a flame as higher it rises would deafen the judge in a court of assizes. And oh, how forgetful a man must become if he cannot remember the tea-kettle's hum, as it hangs on the crane just over the blaze and swings on the hook like a song of old days, will its murmur still linger on memory's ear, till all is forgot I was wont to hold dear. But brightest of all, round this old-fashioned hearth, were once beaming fair faces no more seen on earth, but their memory comes o'er me like songs and sweet flowers to gladden my spirit in sorrow's dark hours. Oh, welcome their presence, not long may it stay, for like song and sweet flower they have faded away. When a song for the fire, the old-fashioned fire, for stove, grate and furnace, our moderns admire. I love and I long for the old-fashioned days, when all kind thoughts seemed warmed into life by its blaze. And oh, how I yearn for a sight of it home, from whose cheerful hearth-side no more would I roam. But my lamp's going out, and I've broken my lyre, while tuning its strings by this old-fashioned fire. The prison born by Angier. Two blue eyes open on the light of gloomy dungeon walls. What sounds are these which greet the ear? A helpless infant calls. These faint and feeble wailings my soul with sadness fill. Heaven grant to shield the prison-born and guard that soul from ill. Oh, nevermore from duty's path may gentle woman roam. What crime hath brought this mother here, far from her childhood's home? My answer comes in broken sobs, a sigh and stifled moan. Another's cheeks are wet with tears, the child weeps not alone. Fair babe, as in the desert waste a sweet spring flower may bloom, as kindly gleam from mercy's lamp may visit error's tomb, as one bright ray from hope's lone star despair's dark night may cheer, an angel in a sepulchre like these thou seemest here. When Spartan mothers taught their sons a monster vice to spurn, they shouted drunken Heliod's shame and bade them wisdom learn. In future years, oh, be it thine temptation's voice to shun, and in the palace thou mayst close a life in prison begun. The moonbeam gave us naught of stain when resting on the earth, thus to the soul no taint need cling, though its place of birth. And cradled in a gloomy cell, the prison-born may wear a crown which summoned palaces might humbly beg to share. The Riddle Solved by Angier. I heard one marvel and exclaim, I wonder how he'll end. To me it is no mystery, and why, I'll tell thee, friend. The man who sows a field with wheat is sure to reap the same, but if his harvest should be tares, he has himself to blame. Life hath two roads, they both are ours, to choose or to reject, but ere the question he decides, the wise man will reflect. As at the gate of paradise an angel guard was seen, so conscience in the human breast wields double sword and keen. And friendly guide boards too abound, at every turn they stand. To virtue, right, to vice and wrong, they point with steady hand. The latter taken time will prove the folly of thy choice, but all who in the former walk shall in the end rejoice. With honest purpose, heart sincere, pure mind and upright soul, speed for the right, whate'er betide, and thou shalt win the goal. If trial's thorny path be tread with very wounded feet, our rest will all the sweeter be when we our race complete. To duty's earnest pleading voice but lend a listening ear, and gentle peace shall solace thee with songs of hope and cheer. Who live for others and for God, a blessing shall attend. Such find on earth true happiness, and heaven will be their end. But who for self and evil strive, though high or low their state, shall live unloved and die unmourned, and this must be their fate. Now should we hear men exclaim, "Wonder how he'll end," these thoughts will help us each to solve riddle for our friend. The Ruminal Fig Tree by Angier. Once in the place of Rome's renown, when laurel did to victor crown, within the form's classic shade, a fig tree reared its verdant head. Among its boughs, by Curtain Lake, gay birds did sweetest music make. But storm clouds gathered in the sky, the tempest's voice rose hoarse and high. Both man and beast before it quailed, when bold from heaven the tree assailed. And from that hour a sacred thing was that sacred tree by Curtain Spring. Doth not thy memory restore a rural spot in days of yore? Perchance, from moonlight walk returning, hope's light undimmed in youth's lamp burning, some lightning scabbed and withered tree, whose hollow trunk bore forth for we? All blighted, battered, blackened, bare, it stood, an emblem of despair. We viewed the wreck with silent awe, and from the scene did moral draw. The tree seemed fruitful in its bliss, and we were wiser for the sight. Long changeful years have passed since then we've battled in the strife of man. Life's journey trod with wounded feet, tasted the bitter cup and sweet, seen blooming hopes fade one by one, till like the tree we've stood alone. Oh, would there were no sadder scene than blighted trees that once were green! But some are found by sorrow bowed, dark pools of gloom their lives enshroud. Too oft neglected, blamed and feared, they stand like trees by lightning seared. But guard thou, as some holy thing, the heart where grief has left its sting. Deal gentle, be he friend or foe, with one who feels heaven's chastening blow. Give love, alms, tears, heart's dew and rain, and hope's dead tree shall live again. The Sacrifice of Elijah by Angier. The daylight had faded and evening came on. Behind the bright ocean wave rested the sun. Tired nature had quietly fallen asleep, while night threw her pall o'er the land and the deep. The prophets of Baal, grown weary and faint, had breath to each other their fruitless complaint. Now foaming in madness, wild curses they poured on isles whose aid they had vainly implored. In silence unbroken, night sentinels kept their watch, while beneath them grove, hill, valley slept. Bird, leaflet, and blossom had sunk to their rest, and care was forgot in the sufferer's breast. A sound through the stillness is borne on the air, 'tis the voice of Elijah uplifted in prayer. O God of our fathers, and mercy give ear, that thy name may be known to the heathen appear. 'Twas heard, and with lightning speed down to the ground the red flame descended, while uprose a sound like the wail of a nation whose honor is lost, whose heart's dearest wishes are suddenly crossed. Amazed and confused the false prophet stood. The fire was consuming the altar and wood, while echoes resounding from mountain and sod were loudly proclaiming, "The Lord, He is God." The Treasure Trove by Angier. A tale is told of ancient chest, the maiden for her bridal dressed, arrayed in garments pure and white, would hide her form the loved one's sight. In this strange coffin she lay hid, till hand of childhood raised the lid. 'Twas thus with truth, that maid most fair, she shrunk from error's gaze and glare, and sought, long since, with modest grace, like young Ginevra, hiding place, till man with guileless heart should come, in childlike faith, to unlock her tomb. Then, springing from her dark retreat, she smiling hastes the soul to greet, unfolds to earth celestial love, and guides in paths unseen before, in wisdom's book inscribes our name, and leads to heaven, from whence she came. The Tree's Lesson by Angier. Away in the sunnier clime than this, afar over the billowy sea, They show us a rare and a wonderful sight, the pine umbrella tree. It seems like some faithful sentinel in those temple grounds to stand. The murmuring winds through it music make, like the ripple of waves on the strand. Gay birds in its green boughs carol such songs, that the little ones pause mid their play, while the world worn and very oft turn with a smile to hear what these tanzant trees say. Who plants of this marvelous tree the seed, can ne'er hope to gaze on its flower, for 100 changeful years must pass to bring on its blossoming hour. The sower must lie in his bed of dust, as slept that brown seed long ago, but of good deed done, 'neath the tropical sun, with thousands of grateful hearts now. The upas and deadly nightshade fling the thawing chill on the air, but this tree's pure breath is a foe to death. It, balm-laden, banishes care. Youth, manhood, and age 'neath its branches repose, as glide the years silently by, while the sower, perchance, looks smilingly down from the sky above sky. O pilgrim, so weary, O toiler, so faint, take heart, for this wonderful tree, for voiceless, half speech, for dumb it can teach, a mentor friend proving to thee. Its lesson so holy, I leave thee to guess, in no half thy soul is divined. In meekness, faith, patience, and silence, hope, trust, toil on for the good of thy kind. In thought, word, and deed, sow naught but good seed, and thy life shall an evergreen bloom. That the work was done well will the centuries tell, as they pass mid their glory and gloom. The Veiled Hope by Angier. Down deep in every human breast, close veiled from mortal sight, there hidden lies some darling hope that ne'er have seen the light. Not always doth this cherished hope find anchorage in heaven, oft are its brightest, sweetest dreams to earthly idol given. An altar, flower-crowned, ivy-wreathed, our offering we lay, then by its side we wait and watch while worthy years away. And ever doth the fond heart sigh in plaintive undertone with yearning voice, how long a hope may claim its own? How long? The future question not, its dark or bright unfolding, and trust to one, the sculptor wise, whose chisel souls is moulding. When death's white hand the curtain lifts, perchance his heaven-sent mission may be in fair climb to give, by no veiled hope, fruition. Thy will be done by Angier. Thy will be done, yes, Father, be it so. What though thy hand be raised to strike the blow, closer to thy side thy child would press, my eyes to thee upturned in my distress. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Physician, give the cup, since love hath mixed it, let me drink it up. The bitter draught to me new strength will give, with courage, nerve, for thee alone to live. Thy will be done. Thy will be done, good shepherd, lead thy sheep through thorny vale, up rugged mountain steep. What though the way be dark and drear and cold, all shall be well when safe within the fold. Thy will be done. Thy will be done, kind elder, brother, friend, teach me with thine my own wild will to blend. As melt the snowflakes in the boundless sea, I losing all, find all, my God, in thee. Thy will be done. Trials a blessing by Angier. In heart as in footstep we are tempted to stray from the straight path to heaven, from wisdom's safe way. And trials are blessings, which rightly improved will aid our return, though far we have roved. The hand of a friend would sever our chain, earth's captives restoring to freedom again. O need is there none for these heart-gushing tears, these watchings varying, these cankering fears. For tossed on life's billows we safely repose, for faith hath a charm that can banish all woes. And he who bade order from chaos arise, can bid on our darkness light stream from the skies. When heavenly laden with burdens and cares, like some gallant ship with its treasures and wares, the soul may cast anchor on him who once said, to the sea, be thou calm, to the tempest, be stay. Thus sweet shall our slumber be, tranquil our rest, as an infant's first sleep on a fond mother's breast. Be calm then, my spirit, let murmuring cease. There's one at the helm who will guide thee to peace. His word the proud waves in their fury obey, his voice through the storm whispers sweetly today. No harm shall befall thee, thy bark is but driven by tempests of earth to the haven of heaven. Venus by Angier. With eyes uplifted, heavenward turning, with deep and tender untold yearning, with thoughts like evening's crystal dew, I gaze on yonder vault of blue. What, oh, what art thou, beautiful one, that follows the radiant track of the sun? Silent and solemn, and grand and sublime, through space is thy march to the rhythm of time. Oh, answer me, art thou the orb of night, the herald that guided the sages aright, whose feet over hills of Judea were led in safety and peace to that strange stable-bed? And was it thy errand to tell of his birth, the light of the world and the hope of the earth? Speak, speak, ye fair dwellers in mansions afar, and tell me the tale of yon beautiful star. I pause, but no voice to my question replies. The stillness is death-like that reigns in the skies. But in my soul's chambers a sweet silver chime in joyous peals rings in this glad Christmas time. And so I think thou art the star that led the wise ones from afar, and still thy mission is as then to lift from earth the thoughts of man. O star of mystery, still shine, since all true souls for true light pine, till every human heart shall be birthplace and throne, O Christ, for thee. Watch and wait by Angier. Be this thy motto, watch and wait. These words are armed with power. They nerve the soul with calm resolve to meet misfortune's hour. Watch and wait. In faith the precious seed consign to its dark grave, the soil. Then watch and wait. The springing germ will well reward thy toil. Watch and wait. Should sickness to thy dwelling come, that pale, mysterious guest, and bear thy darlings one by one to dreamless churchyard rest, watch and wait. Who reads the scroll of future years shall own the record shows, the death that snatched the friends we mourned from deep our shadowing woes. Watch and wait. Half-fickle fortune, faithless proved, and close to liberal hand, are laurels dropping on thy brow by fame's soft breath once fanned. Watch and wait. True virtue in her conscious worth both sneer and frown defies. When her pure gaze is heavenward turned, bright grow her tear-dimmed eyes. Watch and wait. To grey-haired matron or his sage, alike to small and great, this wisdom's voice through nature speaks and bids us watch and wait. Watch and wait. Then be thy motto, watch and wait, be strong to bear, to dare, and hope shall tinge with rainbow hues the night of thy despair. Watch and wait. Which is best by Angier? In sadness to sigh for the pleasures of youth, or with souls wiser grown taking counsel of truth, while plumbing our wings for flight from our cage to joyfully sing of the pleasures of age? O not till the day's long toil is done, and the gathering shades of night steal on, do the stars look down through yon azure vault flying, bright, passionless, calm, like the eyes of the dying. From a feathered dream, as the very one wakes, when health the strong fetters of suffering breaks, to the chastened soul seems a new power given, rightly to weigh the worlds, earth and heaven. We say, 'tis well to launch a bark that shall plough the wide sea, cold and dark, and breast the current of wind and wave, though its doom may be an ocean grave. But is it not better to furl the sail of a ship that has weathered many a gale, and calmly sit with the port in view, and praise the pilot who steered us through? When our cup of joy to the brim is filled, and the mentor voice within is stilled, e'en then the heart sighs for the rest that remains, for those pleasures which ne'er are embittered by pains. Who questions which best is, the conflict strife, the hoarse cry half muttered of life for life, or the rest that follows the battle's roar, and the song of peace on either shore? Then would our life seem but a bright starry gleam, a sweet cup just tasted, a battle a dream, a sail on an ocean to harbor unknown. Faith smiling points upward, and hope beacons on. Wanderings by Angier. Where do the birds hide at night, when their soaring and singing are done? Where do they wait for the morning light, for the first golden gleam of the sun? Where do the birds hide at night, when stars looking down from the skies, like sentinels watch o'er the sleeping earth? Then, where do birds close their bright eyes? Where do the birds hide at night, or when rages the pitiless storm? Doth anyone care for the fowls of the air, and shelter them safe from all harm? Where do the birds hide at night, who taught them to fold their fleet wings, who purifies the ray of the dawning day? Whence cometh the peace that from penitence springs, who numbers those orbs that shed light on all lands, who looseth Orion's bright silvery bands, who knoweth the place where the lost Pleiad hides? Why sway neath yon moon the swift answering tides? Where do the birds hide at night? Oh, when will our wanderings end? Thou ocean, what holds back thy slumbering might? Ye clouds, how in drops do your treasures descend? Who steers the black cloud with the thunderbolt driven, who guides the white soul on its pathway to heaven? And who, in the fathomless depths of the sea, bids pearls faint the images on purity? Who perfumes the lily, who painteth the rose, who hushes sad hearts to a holy repose? Though answer these questions the wise may write, still I wonder ask, where the birds hide at night.